Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Monday, the 5th of December. A very difficult day trading today. Before I go into that, welcome to Day Trade with Tony. If this is your first time that you've actually seen anything on my channel, this is a channel all about day trading. When I say all about day trading, it's specifically equities trading. So stocks, shares, etc. We don't trade too many ETFs. Occasionally we might do that, but we don't trade too many ETFs. What we don't trade is crypto. Well, I trade crypto, but not on this channel. And we don't trade futures. We certainly don't trade Forex. Forex for me is a bit of a mug's game, and over 95% of people that do trade Forex are never profitable. They lose money every single time. They're never profitable. So what I like to do is teach people how to trade the stock market in a profitable manner. Now, the way that I trade is quite aggressive, but if you follow my direction, there's no reason why you can't replicate the similar results. Anyway, that being said, today we've had another good day. Over goal, it was a very choppy, very sideways day for most of the market. It was difficult trading, or I wouldn't say it was difficult trading. It was more difficult trying to find the right setup. And when the setups arrived, it was a case of get in, get a little bit of profit, and get out. There's a lot of base hits had to be had. And that was kind of the story of the day today. So we traded, well, so it's about 8 different, well, no, I'll tell a lie. We traded 7 stocks today. We traded Tesla twice. We traded Tesla to the long side pre-market. We traded to the short side during the regular session. And then we traded another 6 stocks besides Tesla. So that's 7 stocks in total, 8 trades if you count Tesla twice. That's very much what it was like. It was get in, get profitable, get out, wait for the next setup, get in, get profitable, take a quick. It wasn't quite scalping because the moves weren't quick enough. So you had to hold for a little bit longer than you would do if you were scalping, but still, I've racked up the commissions. I've got to say that whilst it's a profitable day today, it's over goal. It's over $5,000. So it extends the winning streak to 4 consecutive days, 4 green days in a row. The first 3 days of December, very, very good, and we're in a very good space. But we've racked up the commissions today because we've transacted quite a bit. So while we're over $5,000 in terms of profit, we're only just over $4,000 in terms of net profit. So it's almost 20% of our of our profits are going back to the broker and ECN fees and regulatory fees and transaction charges and commissions and what have you. So that's a little bit excessive. It's certainly more than what would normally cost me in terms of fees and charges, but it is what it is. So what have we done today? Well, let's have a look, shall we? So we traded a whole bunch of stocks today. We've, as I say, 7 in total. Tesla twice, once to the short and once to the long side. We actually started off with Tesla. So let's go with Tesla, pre-market. So pre-market, Tesla started to move up here, 7:30. It pulled up. I saw this and I called this out in the Day Trade with Tony Discord. I called it out. It was hemorrhaging. So if I kind of zoom out a little bit, yesterday's closing price up here at just under 195, and it just started kind of it was in free fall almost, hemorrhaging. However, it then started to bounce. So we took a position here. As this moved up, we got a pullback, and we took a position here. We were able to get, and then we got the 8 o'clock scrum, as it were, and that moved up, and we managed to get just $250 out of Tesla. Wasn't really feeling it. It was around here. I mean, there's an argument for that being a flag, a setup. You've got the low highs, higher lows. So you've got the argument for that being a flag, and it had moved up. But the fact that it was below the VWAP primarily didn't fill me with a great deal of confidence, and that's why I decided, okay, we're profitable. I'm just going to get out, and we got out, but then it did decide to rally, and we're already out at this stage. It did decide to rally, but we made $250. And I thought, okay, this is what it's going to be like. It's going to be one of those base hit type of days. $200 here, $300 there, and you know, for most people that's great. But when you've got an average, you know, daily goal of $5,000, that's a lot of trading you've got to do. So we traded Tesla, then we traded DBGI, and this was our just after 8:30. So we're looking at here. It started to move up, and we got in here, and we were able to make a little bit before it started to pull back. We did trade a little bit later, and we'll come to that in a second. But it started to pull back towards the VWAP. We kind of got out, and we saw that it was not really setting up just then. But I don't mind this kind of pullback, move up, pull back to the VWAP and consolidate, ready for kind of a gap and go, if you will, a break of the pre-market highs, which was kind of 440, ready for the move up. So that's what we were looking for at the open. I marked it out there, what we were looking for. Then we looked at EH was the ticker. It was another one of these Chinese stocks that was moving up, and a lot of these Chinese stocks were moving up the last couple of days, last couple of trading days at least, on potential or hope of relaxing of the lockdown measures or COVID restriction measures in China, which will allow some of these Chinese companies that are listed on the US stock exchange, allow some of these Chinese companies to have their employees coming back into the factories, into the offices, and back into work, and increase productivity, increase production, etc., etc. So that's where a lot of these stocks were moving up. In you know, we also had other stocks moving up like MGM and like some Win that were connected to that, because Macau was loosening some of their restrictions, and you know, the gaming and gambling stocks or MGM casinos, for example, that have heavy links in Macau, they started gapping up as well this morning, but we didn't trade any of those anyway, so I don't even know why I'm bringing that up. We did try and trade Facebook or Meta, as it's called. This was coming up to kind of the 10 o'clock. It went green on the day. Very choppy to start off, and that was the story of the day. Very choppy market today. So it was up, it was down. It kept getting rejected by the red-green line, by the profitable line, and as it moved up, we then took a position, and our entry on Meta was 124.20. So we got in here on this move up as it broke new highs. It had a little bit of a pullback, broke new highs, and we got up and rolled that up, and we managed to get a little bit on Meta, not a huge amount. It did pull back, and we just got out. As long as we were profitable, that's because what we did was we took some profit up at the top, and then as it pulled back, we actually lost some of that. So we finished $75 in profit. It paid for the transaction, it paid for the trade, so it didn't cut into our margins. But as I say, it racked up those commissions. As a result, we probably weren't that profitable on that particular trade. We went back to DBGI. As I mentioned, we traded DBGI a couple of times today. We went back to DBGI because this was still moving up, and at 480, as this broke up, that's when we got in again, and we were able to ride that up to over $5. And so DBGI was very what's the word I'm looking for? It was very volatile. The spreads were quite rangy. You got to a point where the spreads were anything between kind of 3 cents and 15 cents. So, and it was fluctuating quite volatile between the two. So that was DBGI. We did see a little bit later AERC. So AERC later in the day started to make this move up. And we've traded AERC profitably a number of times, particularly in July. AERC, I think in July alone, we made over $120,000. So we sat up and took, when they started to hit the scanners, we sat up and took notice. Now, we didn't sustain, but we did manage to get some on AERC. We managed to get $1,500 on AERC on this move up. So we traded AERC twice. We traded this on this move up here. Managed to get a little bit there, and then on this move up at the back end of the day. We kind of in, then out, then in, then out, and so on and so forth. And that was kind of what AERC was like. Very stereotypical of the market in general. So as we were trading this, I was watching the football whilst trading AERC. So we got the move up, get in, got out, next candle to make a new high on the 5 minute was here. We got in, rolled that up, and then got out as a 5 minute candle broke a low, bounced on the VWAP. We didn't get in there on the VWAP, but we did get in here, pullback, 5 minute pullback, and then move up. So we managed to get $1,500 on AERC. It was one of those choppy ones that we made some money, we gave some money back. We couldn't go in big size because it wasn't moving with the volatility that we want, and it was just unreliable. So we were in like 2,500 shares. We were up 1,000. We were down 1,000 in terms of share size, and in and out all the time. We were giving money, making gains, giving it back, making gains, giving it back. AERC wasn't as kind to us today as it certainly was in July, but we're profitable, and we're profitable to the tune of about $1,500. So happy days with AERC. We traded DBGI again coming into the close because, quite frankly, this shot up. We traded it up at here, and then it came back down. I looked for break of new highs here, but we've got this W pattern here. So as it broke 490, I was in, and that's where I got in here with DBGI. It broke up and went up to 530s. We got out at 515. We took profits along the way. We got out at 515. It did pull all the way back. We traded EH again here, as I say, on this pump, on this move up. We got a couple of trades in there, which got us green because we actually lost on this one early doors. And then when this started, we got a bit of a kind of consolidation period here. But then as it started to move up, that's when we got in. We were able to get green on that. Call that out in the Discord that it was moving up. The day trade with Tony Discord, was able to get green on it on the day. Not huge gains, $600, but $600 is green is green. All green is good, but $600 is one of those base hits that if you can have 3 or 4 $600, it makes a huge difference to your day. It was about halfway through the day, and we were only like 2,500 up, so we were half the daily goal. So it was only the back end of the day that we were talking about AERC, we're talking about DBGI, we're talking about EHang that got us to goal on the day, and these little moves up, these pops up. So trading these as we're getting out of this, we're going to another one. So it was quite an active power hour. Didn't stream it live. Was watching the football, or trying to watch the football. By this time, the football was over. Really, it was over halfway through the first half with Brazil beating South Korea. I think 4-1 today. But the game was over halfway through the first half. They were 3-0 up and cruising. So I kind of took my eye off the game and concentrated more on the trading. So yeah, that's where we were with EH. Did I mention that we traded Tesla to the short side? Tesla was looking, pre-market we got in, and then it started looking very weak. It moved up at the VWAP, bounced back down, and then it was kind of looking, is it going to break lows? It broke lows, then moved up, so I didn't get in. Then it broke lows and moved up, so I didn't get in. It broke lows and moved up. This time I thought, no, I'm not having that. The next time it breaks lows, I'm getting in. So I got in, and I managed to short it here, and then it moved up. So I cut my losses quickly, and we managed to make $25, but it was just so, that's the kind of market that it was today. It was choppy. Just as you were taking a position, you're thinking, is this going to go my way or not? and very often you get in as it broke a new low if you were shorting it, in the case of Tesla or XPEV, and then it would start to make a move up. So you would cut your position or cover your position and just take a small profit. if you go in long, you get in and it moves up and then it starts to come back. So you think, okay, I'm just going to cut my position for a small profit and away. And that was a lot of what we did. But if you look at what we did here, so United Airlines, we traded United Airlines for $50 on the way up. We should have got a lot more out of this, but we traded United Airlines for $50 because every time we looked at this, it looked to move up and then it pulled back, move up, pull back, move up, pull back. Normally, I can read those relatively well. Normally, I would say that's normal movement, but today it was just so very choppy. Even within that movement, it was up, it was down, it was so United Airlines, XPEV that we traded at the bell. This just looked like it was capitulating, and it sold off, came back, went red on the day, and then this is where we got it went red. We got in to the short side. It then started pull back up here, and we covered our position before it actually got there. So XPEV $250 to the downside, to the short side, and it was just like choppy sideways, up and down, go nowhere, do nothing. And that was what the market was like. In fact, it's kind of strange because the market as a whole it actually did sell off, but very choppy. It was down, up, down, up, down, up, and it was very choppy along this movement. You can see that the VWAP kind of downwards trending, but it was just what I'm trying to say. It was a difficult day's trading today. But look, we're green. So let's look at where we are on the year, where we are in the month. We're only early in the doors on the month in terms of December, but let's take a look anyway, shall we? So December, let's have a look at December. So we've had 3 days in December. So let's just go back at that. We can see we had the last day of November was good for us. It was a good green day. It's a kind of quick look. We had just over $11,000 in November on the 30th after a couple of red days. November was all over the place. We had some big losses, we had some big gains, but it was all over the place. The big thing that set us on the way, and really not just on the month but on the year, was this 50k trade with Grinder. That had the IPO, we were able to trade this up and do really well with that. But overall, it was a very difficult month to trade in November. So anyway, we're not in November anymore. We're cleared in November. We came into December ahead of goal. We've had 3 consecutive green days, if you include today. And of course, that's 4 consecutive green days if you include the Wednesday, the 30th of November as well. I've got my flight booked for the Wednesday, the 21st. So I'm actually going on vacation on the 21st I'm taking the Christmas and New Year period. I may trade if I've not hit goal, but I'm hoping that I've hit goal before then. So what I'd like to do is hit goal before the 16th, which gives us now another 9 trading days after today. So where actually are we if we look at the year? Because I'm not even going to look at this December as such in terms of where we're on. It's the year that's important right now. So 1.2. So based on today, we're 35,000 away from the actual goal. If we look at, let's look at December actually. If we look at December, where we're actually at in December, 33,000 up, which is after 3 trading days is absolutely fantastic. That's 11,000 a day on average. Is more than twice my daily goal and more than twice my daily average across the whole year. So phenomenal going at the moment in December after 3 days. Let's hope it continues and we can, not only hit our monthly goal and keep up that daily goal in check, but also smash that yearly target, and it allows us to set another target for 2023 going forward. Let's see what happens. So we're in a really good place at the moment. I was looking at the net goal, where I'm actually at, what I need to do. I need about $55,000 between now after today, between now and the end of the year. So $55,000. We've got 9 trading days. I would say 11 trading days, if I include the 2 trading days before I fly off. So if I'm looking at, go back to the calendar again, and we can look at December. So I'm flying out on the 21st. We've got 9 trading days plus these 2 here. Now, I don't really want to be trading these 2 here, and I certainly don't want to be trading over my vacation. I want to take some time off, but I will if I have to. So if I say 9 trading days, and this is where I'm going to set my targets on for the remainder of of this month. Over the next 9 trading days, this week and next week, I want to be averaging 6,000 a day net. So that means I need to be taking in about 7,000 to 7,500 gross on average over the next 9 days. That will give us that 6,000 net, 54,000 give or take, maybe a little bit more, and that'll give us that 54,000, which should take us over goal, that 7-figure net number. Will I be disappointed if I don't hit it? No. I can honestly say that I'm not disappointed in my performance this year at all. If I don't hit the 7-figure number, it means that I've 2 things. I set this 7-figure target. I set this 7-figure target at the start of the year in January this year, at the top of a bull market. I didn't realize we're about to enter a bear market, but I've managed to trade and have $1 million year gross, or over 1.1 million this year in a bear market, downward trending conditions. Let's go back to this. So May was a terrible month for me. I didn't really make much. Didn't really make much money in May. In fact, I didn't make any money in May. I actually lost money in May. But apart from that, every other month I've been not only profitable, but considerably profitable. My trading's been on point for most of the year. Now, of course, there's been days where I've been a bit silly. I've swung with the bat and looking for a home run before I even, got to the plate. And that's just silly and kind of naive. But let's put this into perspective. I'm still a relatively new trader to the markets. I've only been doing this for a little over 2 years. So there are people that have been doing this for 10 years and not as profitable as me. There are people that have been doing it a lot longer and are not able to show the consistent levels of results that I am able to show on a day. Not only am I able to show, I'm able to do it live on stream whilst you guys are watching. So whilst I do have that analytical mind, being an engineer by trade, I have an analytical mind. I'm able to look at the patterns. I'm able to manage my risk accordingly. I'm able to a certain degree, detach myself emotionally from the trade, and that's a big part of being profitable. Is being able to detach yourself emotionally. The psychology of trading is a big thing that you've got to be able to get your head around. So that's something that I have been doing for this year reasonably well. I've had some big losses which have hurt. So from an annual basis, I've earned in a couple of months. So if I take the 3 months over summer, June, July, and August this year, I've earned more in those 3 months than I would have earned across a whole year in my VP role, with less stress and less time dedicated to it. So going back to what I was originally saying is, if I don't hit my 7-figure net number, my 7-figure net target in bear market conditions, will I be disappointed? No. It's been a great year. Starting this channel and engaging with you, building up this following as well, and building up this community has been an enjoyable experience that I plan to continue. The likelihood is I will be relocating next year, probably the middle of next year. I will be relocating, but I do plan to continue with this stream. So for those of you that are enjoying my content and that you're enjoying and you're learning from what I'm doing and my journey here, rest assured I'm not just going to give up just because I've hit a primary endpoint. I've got secondary and tertiary goals that I need to achieve as well. So What I plan on doing is expanding beyond just the day trading model here, so that you can learn not just from the day trading, but you'll be able to learn from my swing trading that I do as well, and also my value investing or long-term portfolio. I'll be able to show that. And I've deliberately not shown my swing trading, my value investing portfolio, my long-term investing portfolio, for a reason, because in my head I've already had this goal that, look, that's going to be separate channels that I'm going to develop at a later stage. So rest assured, you'll get full visibility of that at some stage in the coming year. So in the meantime, look, another green day, another day over goal. A green day is a good day. It doesn't matter if it's $10 or $10,000. Any green is good green. We're over goal. That means it's a great day. And we are averaging right now $11,000 a day. If we can do $11,000 a day for the next 9 days, that would be another 100 grand on top of what we've already got. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it would just be magic if it was. So I'll be back at it tomorrow, 90 minutes before the market opens. You come join me. That's 8 a.m. market time, East Coast, New York, or whatever flavor you're having today. It's 1 p.m. here in Ireland, and the same if you're in the UK. It's 2 p.m. if you're on the continent of Europe. If you're somewhere else, look up your time zones and work it out for yourself. Let's do the last 90 minutes of the pre-market trading. I do trade pre-markets if there is opportunities to make to take advantage of. Sometimes there isn't. Sometimes you've got to sit on your hands and wait till the bell opens. Sometimes there are no opportunities at the bell either, but very often that's when the opportunities arrive, that first hour of the market. And that's why I trade the last 90 minutes of the pre-market and the first hour live on stream, so you can come along, you can contribute, you can comment, you can hopefully learn from what I'm trying to teach. And if you can't make it and you still want to learn, check the comments and join the Day Trade with Tony course. And of course, you'll get access to the private Discord and become part of the Day Trade with Tony community. Happy to have you. And if you want to be part of the Day Trade with Tony community, but you're already a profitable trader, then just become a member here on YouTube, and you'll get access to the Discord there as well. Okay. In the meantime, I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully for yet another profitable day. Let's keep this green streak going, and I'll be there, so come join me then. Take care. Enjoy your evening.